Hey YouTube, Tana Newberry here to do some live readings for you tonight. I am going to share this video on my Facebook real quick, but come on in. There are instructions in the comments for how we're doing readings tonight. Long story short, I'm going to start off by saying this. I just spent the day with my lovely friend Carol Mayer, who's the owner of Angel Heart for You, which is the store that Linda Grindell and I work for, as well as much as like 10 of the readers work there as well. And, you know, our small businesses are having a really hard time. I know financially it's been a little tough for me as a reader, as someone who sells courses. It's tough for a lot of people out there right now, and I wanted to do something that, yes, brought health and vitality to my business, but also really gave back and gave people the opportunity to maybe only give what they have at this moment. So I decided to hop on YouTube, which I usually don't do lives, to do readings. I usually don't do this because I usually have my schedule pretty full with people booking regular sessions. But I just wanted to make myself available tonight. I'm gonna turn on the comments here. Top chat, live chat, there we go. Okay, great. I just wanna make sure that people who need spiritual guidance right now, people who are looking for, maybe a little spot check, a reading on something. Maybe it is your vitality of your finances, or maybe it is relationship or whatever's going on with you. I want you to have the support you need at this time. And, everyone's connecting virtually, so why not hop on? So I'm going to do a couple things here. I am trying to figure out how I can see your chat. I may just need to open it up in a window on my laptop, which I came prepared to do today. Anyways, the instructions for readings are in the comments. Listen, if you support my business today, I would greatly appreciate it. $5 will give you a 1-card reading, and we can enjoy that together. And yes, I will be spending as much time tonight on the live as possible. So say hi. I'm going to see the comments here in just a second. Say hi. Let me know you're here. Thank you for your patience as I work on the technology. I really also just want to know, how are my light workers out there? How are my people? Alicia's commenting, hello, Alicia. I was actually really inspired by a post that Alicia made earlier. It was how to support, she's a photographer. She's a boudoir photographer, excellent, amazing photographer. And she posted something, how to support photographers during the pandemic. Because of course, photographers, their business is having a little trouble too. So she says, buy a gift certificate for a future session, which of course I can offer to you as well. Leave a glowing review for them on Google, Facebook, and Yelp. Yes. Repost old things that they have done for you and tag them in it. Engage in social media comments and likes. That helps their business even without being able to support financially. If you are able to support financially, buy from their products if you can't buy from their services. And also, maybe think about other ways that you can help them, maybe sending their info to a friend who might also be a great fit for their business and have the resources at this time. Okay, I think I am seeing your comments. Beautiful. Thanks, Jeannie. Okay, so I am going to be keeping an eye on PayPal for the $5, but as I kind of figure out how the heck this is going to be working for me, I will read who comes in to the room while we're able to do that. Okay, so Alicia, are you still with me, Alicia? Let's pull some cards for you. Alicia, do you have a question you want to put in the chat here for me so I can look at something specific? I'm going to be spending maybe about 5 minutes on each reading. Technology is not working. Listen, if you do get a reading tonight and you feel like, I'm not going to worry so much about the payments coming in and all of that. So if you do feel called to get a reading tonight and pay the $5, the link is in the description. If not, if it needs to be a treat, you guys, I understand, but let's support everybody where we can. And if $5 is not too much for you, wonderful. Okay, Alicia, what is your question, dear? I know you're going through a lot of changes. I know you might want to kind of know what's coming up, let's say in the next 3 months. Is that a good question? Throw down a question if you have one too. Otherwise, I'm going to take a look at your next 3 months. Okay, well, actually, I do know that you're thinking about a move, but I do see a delay in it. I do see that there is a little more time than you think there is, whether I should do a bigger relocation or a more local one. Okay, good. Yes. Let me look at that next. Okay. But I do want to say that I think on the home front, your current living situation will be very peaceful and manageable given the circumstances. And I do think that it may take a little longer than the urgent, oh my gosh, the rug is being pulled out under me. I don't know if it will take 3 months. I feel less than that, but I do feel a delay. So if there was a 30-day thing, I don't know if it's as urgent. I feel like the next part of this question as to what the next step is going to be more pulling and telling of what the outcome will be than an urgency that we initially thought it might have been by keeping tabs on this subject. I actually also see you really blossoming and doing well with this. I know maybe it feels like change is like not very well, but to be honest, you have a lot of positive cards here about growth and cultivation, really good things. I think it is maybe time to seek out a further option, but I'm going to keep looking. The other thing I also want to mention is that sacral chakra, girl, it's upside down. So I know your creativity has been put on hold as you've been not able to work from home. It is really important that you think about artistic projects and things like that, that maybe you can do if it's not having a body for boudoir. Okay. And if you want to put the link to your business, put that here in the comments. If anybody's in your area, you can let them know what that is and have a little shout out. I'm going to look at the question you asked, which is relocation to a bigger place versus something more local. And then we'll move on to the next person. Hi, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just wanted to spend time with you guys, man. You know, I hadn't put on any hair or makeup or clothes for the past like 5 days. And I'm like, oh, I need to break the cycle. All right, Alicia, let's take a look. Okay, if I'm to say what I recommend versus what I feel you leaning towards, I want to be clear. I think you could have it all, but I don't know if you're going to trust that the path you take is going to lead to you getting everything you want. I do feel that the bigger risk is, of course, relocating somewhere large, like a big move. I do see where it is the most positive return for you, but I also see you leaning in the direction of not maybe necessarily pulling the trigger on that. So this is what I want to say. I think it would be a really good idea to make sure you're tuning into guidance as much as possible with this. Meditate, use a pendulum, do whatever you got to do to feel like you're tuning in, because at every given moment, you will get a lean in the right direction, but you might be letting your understanding of what you think that option is going to entail in the future. It might be leaning a little more heavily than, let's say, what the future actually is likely to be. My vote for you is to take the leap of faith and make a big move, obviously, but there's a lot of fear here, and I also don't want you to feel uncomfortable, because I do think that you'd have an option. I just don't know if the option is at all as bright. See, underneath it all is this you future self being like, come on, I want to feel good, I want to feel good. And then there's the other part of you that's like, I want to feel safe, I don't want to have a lot of change, and they're deciding together what to do. So as you move forward with your options, please tune into guidance at every moment, because I need you to understand what the answer is, not just hear it. And I, from a psychic perspective, am going to vote a big change. Okay? But you also need to get on the horn, it says, and make the calls and have the conversations and get the commitments you need to make that work. The communication's upside down, which means there's a call to action there to get on the horn with whoever you need to get on the horn with. Okay, let me see if I can scroll down here. This is kind of tedious here, my technology. Oh, goodness gracious. One sec, guys, sorry. I gotta figure out how to get my comments. How do I get my comments? Okay. If someone in the chat feels like they want to help me know what comment is next, that would be super. Pop out chat. What's that? Oh yeah, let's try the pop out chat. Okay, cool. All right. Totally considering the artistic stuff. Yeah. Okay. Great advice. Okay, let's do one for Diane. Diane, are you still here? Are you still here, my dear? If you want to put a question in, let me know, you guys, what your questions are. Okay, sending my love to everyone. Just throw them in there, guys. Let me know. Okay, I'm just gonna actually just start pulling from the people in the chat. Diane, you're here. What do you want to know, my love? What do you want to know? What do you want to know? Let's ask Spirit. It's time to get connected. We're going inside. We're staying inside. We're getting reconnected. Are we moving to a new house this year? What's your city now? Can you tell me your city now so that I can recognize whether it's there or somewhere else? Somewhere in the middle? City and state? Look. And you're saying next year. That's specific. So let me take a look. Canada. Love Canada. Have some friends in Canada. Really haven't been since I was a kid though, so I do need to go back. Okay. I don't know what I don't think you need to change your focus or your plan. I don't think anything is wrong with what you already know and are planning, except for the fact that you asked very specifically if it was a year. And the signs are pointing to no, to a year, which means it could technically be like just a year and a month, or it could be just after that. You know, I wonder if there's any reason why delaying would be a good idea. Like if you're considering, building a house versus moving, or something else that would maybe delay the outcome a little bit, because whatever it is, and maybe a detail about how it executes the plan, because the answer is really yes. I think it's a wonderful idea. Are you thinking about building a home or getting like a fixer-upper or something like that? Maybe something that has a lot of character and then putting some TLC in it? I'm wondering about that. But the timeline is a little sketchy for me versus what you mentioned, for whatever reason, but everything else is like a yes. All I need to do is just flip these cards right side up. Gotcha. Good job, Alicia. Work around. Yes, building for next September. That makes sense, because you said a year and September's not quite a year, so that makes sense. And you're building. Yes, that's what I thought that would be a really, really great idea. New home build. Yes. I'm on board for that. September is totally fine, because it was going to be a year and a little bit for me. Just everything you have planned is perfect. I love it all. Okay. What else? Anybody else want to throw a question in? A bit scary. Building a house is scary? I understand. It is. I know a lot of people who built houses, and I actually have a lot of clients who ask me about building houses, and I never thought I don't know anything about the legalities and like how it works, but from what I've channeled, I always end up saying something that's like a process of the building and how long it's going to be, and then they're like, oh yeah, that's this, and I'm like, whatever that means. All right, cool. So let's see who else is in the chat here. Okay. Is it Teresa? Is it Teresa? Is that you, Teresa? The T Beller? I always forget who you are, but you're everywhere. I know you. You are everywhere. I think I've done readings for you too. Okay. If you are Teresa or whoever you are, please put a message in if you'd like. Also, you guys, if you wouldn't mind sharing the, oh, Terry. Also, if you wouldn't mind sharing this video, let's just show some love to our friends and to our people and allow them to hop in and get readings. I am going to just quickly, I'm trying to share this, but Alicia, can you take the link to this and just like post it on my timeline or something? That's all I can do. I should have went before and told people I was going to be live, but it's not what happened. Okay. Terry, it's interesting. I got in the chat yesterday. A friend told me about checking out Southern Oregon. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Awesome. All right, Terry, let's pull some cards for you. Do you have a question? I'm going to start pulling for you. You know, that love card just snuck its view to me just now. You got a relationship question? A love question? Or something else? Whatever would serve you, baby. Interesting. Do you want to ask about a decision you have to make? Or the way the cards put it is a battle you have to fight. So could be something that's not decision, but like, how do I respond to this? Thanks for sharing that, Alicia. I forgot to put my card. Okay. Any messages from the cards? Yeah, to be honest, even without a question, there is a little bit of content here. So this makes me feel like there's something you've been working for a long time. I don't know if this is work. It does feel like a relationship, like it's connected to another party, but there's something you've been working for a long time. And I'll be damned if maybe the other person didn't make it a little difficult to do your final execution of it. And I'm just being asked to tell you that if you just kind of, what do they say, turn the other cheek or let it roll off your back, or just like allow people to not get under your skin in these final moments before your desired outcome. They're saying to reap the rewards and benefits by using that temperance, that patience, with intolerance. With this is not a battle you want to fight, because ultimately it's not that it's not like you shouldn't stand up or make what should be said known. I get it, all of that, but I'm looking at this from a strategic standpoint of how are we going to get you the outcome that you and the reward you deserve. So I just feel like it's easier to just let it roll off your back. And I do feel that this has to do, are you working? Do you have a job or a career that this could be about? It feels kind of like, it's got an air of like business related. It could just be like a relationship if it's connected to somebody else that's just more of a social relationship, but there seems to be like a formality about it, the relation. I don't know, I get the sense of that a little bit. You're always on point, you say. Also really interesting is I think this is a really cool card for business too. This is opportunity beckons, and it is the outcome here. And it is usually talking about the month of April, which we're coming up on. So like I said, your reward is really, really in sight. It's well within reach. And so in these last final moments, don't allow anybody to steal your cool and ultimately affect the reward you should receive. Okay? Okay. All right. You have 10 people in here. If anybody wants to enter a question in the chat. Listen, I have the message in the description about paying the $5 for a reading. You guys do it if you can. If you can support a small business like me or anybody, please support. But if you just want to throw a question in the chat, I'm totally fine with that, okay? So I'm working, but with everything going on, I feel like my job is up in the air. Yeah, I felt like it was job, but you know what? It's not up in the air if you just, I hate to say it, but keep your head down and just keep working through it, because the reward is like, I mean, that card usually talks about like the month of April, next month. So something is coming to you as a like job well done, pat on the back. So it does seem like it sort of gets you to the finish line if you could keep your cool. Okay. Jeannie says, I would love to know when you see me meeting someone. Okay, got it. Woo! Card just flew out of the deck. This is the one about putting in the work. Oh, man. Work. Love shouldn't be work. But it is sometimes, because we got to get out of the house. We got to meet people. I get it. Oh, but you know what? Right at the bottom of the deck, coming together. This is my marriage card. This is the card I use. I don't know if it's in the tarot, supposed to be the marriage card, but it is for me in my deck. So I get that card. And sometimes, because I read timelines, this is just a loose, I'm just throwing this out there. The marriage card, sometimes that particular one talks about a 2-year time frame. Now, I'm not talking about you meeting someone necessarily in 2 years. I'm going to look a little deeper, but it usually means the outcome you want. And if that's a ring on the finger, finding a soulmate, finding someone to spend your life with, 2 years time does usually mean that in the next 2 years we are with that person and well on our way at least. Okay, so let me take a look at this. Is there someone from the past that's still around, Jeannie? I keep feeling like there's someone in the past that would really like the job. Like there's someone 2 or 3 relationships ago? 2 or 3? It feels like 2 or 3 relationships ago. I'm just relighting my sage. And it feels like if you wanted some companionship, although I don't know if it's the answer you seek, but it almost feels like someone would totally marry you if you gave them the chance. Not that that's the answer, but I just wanted to tell you I felt someone hanging around. All right, let's see what else we got. All right. Lover's card here. Ooh, this is a good outcome. This is a good outcome. Okay, Lover's card. Now, I will tell you, Jeannie, this is in the past position. This is in the past position. I said there's one hanging around, but it doesn't even have to be them, the one that would marry you today. Is there anybody that got away? Because here's the thing. The whole question that it comes down to here, I'm going to show you these 2 cards. Dedicated effort and take the lead. These are very specific cards that are a call to action, meaning you have to do something. So, oh God, look, you have the other marriage card and the love abounds. This usually means man coming in, man with child, family. These are really, really good cards. Listen, I don't think this is very specific. The death card upside down, it usually talks about you not having to wait until winter. So I think, honestly, the love abound being like the 1-year mark and then the original marriage and the 2-year mark. If I had to call this just from scratch, I'd say you're going to meet somebody by the end of winter. And I think this could be the one. But I am concerned, not concerned, but in the back of my mind is hanging the who got away, who's in the past. And I'm wondering if there's anybody there that you feel like you'd want to reach out to. It doesn't have to be that. It just feels like that's the closest energy that is accomplishable now. Other than that, though, if it's not that, maybe that's why the work is coming in. Work. And what does work look like? Girl, it looks like, I don't know, sometimes it's online dating, sometimes it's getting out, sometimes it's asking your friends to fix you up. Yes, awkward, all the things are awkward, but I'm being pulled to your past again. Do you have anybody in your past? I'm looking at your thing. I'm seeing someone right now, but it's casual. Can I be honest? I think I would have saw it if that was the one, but maybe his personal step up. Just know that I am saying right now, if I had to put money on it, I would see you where you want to be by the end of winter with whoever it is, in the place you want to be with them. So if it's someone that you're seeing right now that's casual and that's the one and they step up, that's great. Just be open to whatever the answer is and expect it right around that time. That is literally what I'm feeling. And don't think you have to know the answer. Sometimes it's just like taking the action, even if you don't know if it's the right one or it is the one or whatever. So just keep your eyes and ears peeled for like what you should be doing in your love life at any given moment. You'll be good. You'll be good. Could be my ex-husband. You want to give me his name? I'll look. Just a first name. Okay, what else? So I had a reading with Tana. She was awesome, on point, and non-judgmental. Thank you. I'm super non-judgmental. Very, hey, anything goes. We all human. Okay. There. Hi guys, James. Okay. I'm looking at James. I'm not getting a strong enough hit that the person in your future is this particular person. I do sense some hurt, almost like, I don't know if you left him. I don't know. It doesn't feel exactly like the energy I was feeling, but there is content there, which is interesting. He's hurt. I think he's hurt. I wouldn't be surprised if you left. If not, maybe he made a motion because he was reacting to something he was feeling. This isn't the clean plate that to start building on that I thought. But he could be one of the people in your energy thinking about you and sort of like hanging around your love energy sphere. I don't know how this kind of works like that. People get close. Okay. But I really don't think we'll reconnect. Yeah. I don't think that's the one. You know, you might want to scroll through them Facebook friends. See if there's anybody you haven't thought about in a while. Scroll through those Facebook friends. You ever shop through your Facebook friends or your Instagram friends? Just go shopping. You ever do that? That's what my best friend used to call it. Let's go shopping. When the online dating apps got tired and we got desperate, we'd go on and look at all of our old friends from high school and see who's cute. Don't judge. Okay, anything else? Let me know if you guys have questions, guys. Just throw them in there. You know, I usually don't read on political stuff at all. I stay with people's personal lives, but I don't mind looking at this. I'll try. I've never, ever read on anything political before. Can you believe that? Even though one of my best friends is Linda G. I leave it to her. I don't know what to say. Let me take a look. I'll look. Will Bernie Sanders drop out? Is there something that has to happen in 2 months and then something that happens in August? It's like I see a lot of positive, successful balancing cards, but there's one card that concerns me. In the future, the rebuild is upside down. So that's not always the most successful card. But I will say that this is sometimes in the present, it's about a 3-month present, not the outcome. Because the outcome is balance, which means really that things get neutralized. The things he's trying to bring order to would have order. So I actually feel like this does have some longevity. I don't know if he's going to pull out. If he does, it could be the last minute, and if he's down, I don't know. There's a lot of I don't think he's giving up. I mean, if he'll have to hand his hat to make a move. I there's a lot of things in favor here. Yeah, okay. That's really nerve-wracking for me because I don't usually look at big events. I look at people's lives, but yeah, it's interesting. Okay, what about your lives, my loves? Anything you want me to look at? You're very welcome. I hope that's satisfying. All right, what? I don't think this, if I was just reading on a life, looking at a life, the message here was we don't give up until we're literally handed our hat. Okay, Jennifer says, should I go for a job being a behavioral technician or keep searching? There was something I was going for and thinking you should change directions. Okay, so I'm gonna look at behavioral technician. Your heart's in it. Why were you thinking about going for something else? I'm just gonna swipe up on a messenger. Okay. Why were you thinking about going for something else? Because here's the thing. I see you wavering on this, but there's like no reason. Well, all right. In the present moment, you're feeling fearful. I get that. And then in 3 months from now, you're still feeling like unsettled. But if I were to look at everything else here, there's like the new vitality, the coming together, the third eye, the communication. It's like everything is really there for you there. The only thing that's not is the faith and the patience. And I'm not trying to belittle or dismiss how scary it is to put yourself out there. Okay, I'm hearing, can you do something else but still move forward with this? Can you do something else in the meantime, shortly, and can you still move forward with this? Is there something happening with this in the month of July? Would it be like it would start, or you would receive like some sort of training and then it would begin in July? Is there something in July that's happening? Because I see that it is going to happen. It's just that right now it feels kind of scary and you're not really tuned in with the trust of it and you're really feeling alone, like you're out of options. But that's okay because it's not the only thing you can do. You can still pursue this and then try to do some other stuff on the side. There's something about that there for you, okay? I want to do something else, but I can't bring the virus home. Nothing set for July. Okay, keep your eyes peeled. Sometimes when July's upside down, sometimes it means the very next month, which is August. So there's something in that time frame. Just keep your eyes peeled for that. Want to do something else, but I can't bring the virus home. I'm just going to ask real quick if there's something else that they're talking about and get a little idea. I know that you're very talented with your words and that the throat chakra card was just there. And actually the way it laid was upside down, meaning it's not being used quite. I understand. But it doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't feel like it goes against what you need on that front, keeping things safe. Boyfriend's fine. Okay, this is what they're saying. They're saying that you have talents that you're not putting on the market or playing into yet. Now, I personally know you're an excellent writer. Have you approached 10 people that you know that need writing in some way, shape, or form, maybe in their goals, in their business? I'm also seeing books, like editing or ghostwriting books. I have another friend of mine that might still be listening who is a very, very good wordsmith. And, you know, that is excellent work that you could be doing right now. It doesn't have to just be that, but they're saying if you looked on, not your resume that you keep for business, but if you really actually wrote down, there's this exercise I just did at a high performance conference recently where they said, write down 10 assets that you are, that make you excellent and great. It was actually a very hard thing to do. And we did it at our Psychic Awakening retreat, as you remember. So what I would say is look over that list and ask, is there anything that I'm not marketing right now, or that I'm not, marketing is the wrong word because it gives the idea of like marketing. What I'm saying is, are you playing to all of your talents? Are you using every little thing that you have in the bag, versus just focusing very highly on one skill? And are you getting creative about who, for every skill, who needs that? And are you, that throat chakra upside down means you can speak, you can, but that maybe there's more to do there. So look over your list and ask, who needs these particular assets, and what can I do to reach out and offer a hand? I do feel you working from home on a computer or something like that. I don't think it goes against what you're worried about at all. Words, it does feel like words. Feels like writing, typing. Okay, what else? I was an editor. Maybe I should try edit again. Yes, I would love to ghostwriter. You know, we need to talk, Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer, Todd now. Career shift to energy work this year for me. Ooh, yes, let's look at that. Are you doing another form of energy work? Not Reiki, but like tapping, touch, something with a T, or touch, tap. I don't know what it's called, but something, other form of energy work, I'm wondering. Jennifer says the retreat was amazing. Yes, it was. I loved the retreat. It was so much fun. Okay. Reconnective healing, reconnective. Yeah, I thought it was like not Reiki. It was like something else. And I don't know exactly what reconnective is, but I like that I already knew that it wasn't Reiki. It was something a little different. And I like, does it have to do with, it's just got an interesting reconnective healing. It just feels like it does. It's very centered on the touch, or where to touch, or where the pressure is applied, or something like that. There's something really beneficial and very characteristic about this type of healing, they're telling me, even though I don't know what it is. Okay, let's take a look. Look at the card in the present. Look at that. Heal, heal, heal. You healer, you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, it is important that you finish your training. Are you done? Oh, energy work without touch. Okay, so that's it. It is just telling the way that it takes place. It was like characteristic of what it was. So without touch, perfect. I knew it was something. So are you still in training? Do you have a little bit more to go? Do you have a little bit more to learn? Are you thinking about taking it to the next level? Are you thinking about figuring out how to do the business part of it? There's something about like a little bit further of a training or a preparation, but the information you need is readily available. It's like it's just I like, maybe you want to bring it to like a mastery level. No, just put myself out there. Okay, good. Because it's talking about Spirit saying there's still like room to grow into it, which I love. There could be some challenges. Will you tell me what they are? Is it financially that you're wondering how to make a switch? Is it that your energy level or health level, or like your resources are thin, or whatever? I want to look at whatever your question is, because they're just showing me a hodgepodge of circumstances that don't feel super perfect to just jump. But when someone's called to do light work, I totally know that they're supposed to do that and they will be guided, but it could help to navigate through whatever's on your plate with that right now, because I do feel there's content there to break down, and I want to be really specific. So will you tell me if there is something in particular that you perceive standing in your way there? Financial and scared, 2 young kids and man. Okay, Alicia, I'll totally look at your next question next, okay? Thank you for putting that in there. I'm not even going to read it yet because my eyes are horrible. I should have worn my glasses. Okay, financial. Yeah, that's usually what it is. It's hard to start a business. Hold on. They're saying you, or maybe like a friend, something really close to you, easy to execute, could be able to help you set up a way of doing it long distance. They're also saying if you could get on a couple of online directories. Can you do it long distance? They're saying promotion through service. And you can start doing service, which I mean is like free, like donation time to get your name and get your movement sort of established. They're saying focus on the service in exchange for the exposure. They're saying that websites and getting on directories, being almost like a internet savvy in your business and putting yourself out there, that would be very easy. Do you also have a teenage kid? 2 young kids, you said. Is there like a niece or a nephew or someone that you have that you could almost like have be your intern, like on Instagram or something? They're showing me that one of the social media platforms is aligned with a young millennial vibe person that might be in your life, and that maybe they could. I don't know who it is. They're just saying, they're showing me this person, probably a family member. I don't know. Or maybe even putting out an ad for kids. Question mark, he said. I don't know. Interesting. But it just seems like you could really kind of kill it online easier than other people. It's almost like you have people or resources or know-how. Really, it like comes easier to you than others. So it would be very effective for you to establish a business and promote. Focus on service first in exchange for exposure. And then they are telling me that you're one of those people who might do sessions before, like have a business where you're making money doing this before you change what you do for money. Meaning I still see you doing, if you have a job, I still see you doing it for a little while. Let me pull the cards. They're saying don't worry. They're saying don't be afraid. I keep hearing somebody, I don't know if it's a father on the other side, but it does feel like a very human, not like an angel or whatever. Feels like someone's saying, don't be afraid. We got you. We got this. It's got a plan. They want you to start before you feel totally ready and to keep going through the time that it's going to take to do the stuff, like and change jobs. It's not a change, it's like an overlap. It's like a crossfade. Okay, that's what they're saying. They're saying focus on the things you can control. There's a lot that you have, like I said, dad and brother. Okay, there's just a lot. They're just showing me a lot being really easy at your fingertips. That's not easy for a lot of people. They're saying certain things are not easy and you can execute them better. So you'll have a leg up. That'll help you get it started as quick as possible. Yeah, I do feel good about it, but I don't feel you just throwing in the towel at whatever else you're doing yet. I'd like to see you make some money first. And you can, because the world needs all of our healers. Okay, go ahead and put other questions in the chat, you guys, if you want. And let me look at Alicia's next one. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay. I want to know what to do to get resourced and positioned where I need to be to step more into my best self. So I would love an outlook on the next few months. Okay, I get where you're at, girl. Let's see what we got going. You know, I think you know you were bred for success. I don't know how else to say that. I'm hearing success is completely inevitable. It's just a matter of when and in what order you do things. I know it doesn't feel like that right now, but it's because you are claiming a sense of control over the things that kind of feel out of control. I think the first signpost that I can put on the timeline where I feel there's a dramatic enough shift to say that's the next step, I feel is in about 4 months. There's going to be a lot of change, obviously for you coming up. But when I'm saying when are you living your best life, I think if I look from today and 4 months into the future, I'm going to see an Alicia that notably is much different and having a different pep in her step, noticeably. What I want you to know is that it doesn't feel like it is all that much right now, but this actually indicates, both of these things, that this is going to be a good year for you. A good year, which is really interesting because I know what you've been going through, and I know it's been so hard, and it kind of feels like this would not be a fun year to relive. But I actually think your finest hour is yet to come. And I think at the end of the day, when you look back on this, I don't know, something you want looks like August. Something you want looks like August. Well, what's now? Okay, 7 to 8 months, right? So right around that time, I see success specifically in your business, making the money you want to make. Like, you have this amount of money that you want to make every month, and I wish it was tomorrow that I saw that would just be met. But by saying the month of August, that's actually not super far away, and I would totally take that. I see you feeling like you're where you want to be at that point, even though the world is, magical and uncertain and all that. There's this sense of aliveness in that time frame, and everything feels very motivated and juicy, and there's a lot of energy behind it and very vital. In the meantime, you're just nurturing this self that really needs to get back above water, back on land. And I get that. But at the end of the year, you're actually going to look back and be like, that was actually a stellar year. You're just in the beginning of it. Okay, what else we got? Haha, thank you. Polarization, prioritization, polarization. I just said polarization out of nowhere. And that's what I'm saying. It's like night and day compared to now versus where I see this happening for you later. So yeah. All right, what else? Are you interested in editing a personal statement for grad school? Oh, hey, ding, ding. There we go. All right. I love that you guys are connecting. All right, anything else? Also, you guys, since we're just a cozy group in here today, if you have a question you want to ask for a friend or a loved one, please feel free to ask. And if you share this video, maybe they can come on and listen to the answer. Remind me tomorrow on my update. Cool. I wasn't necessarily going to look at what the world is going through today because I kind of wanted to help you guys individually. But since we don't have any questions in chat, I'm just going to pull for kind of just generally, for us at least in the group, we're watching this on the replay. What do we need to know about what's going on right now? It's so funny to me that the card is like upside down and it's like a hand, like don't touch. And yes, there's a lot of fear going on. And we're not quite in the flow yet, but this is our greatest opportunity to sort of figure out, like, come to baseline. There's a lot of that going on right now. Everything's gonna be fine. This is a much needed rest for everyone, humanity. I don't know if it will be totally done with really, really soon, but there will be a huge success. This says within 2 months with the entire thing, which means I heard today that Sylvia Brown, the psychic that died, and I can't remember what year, she said that it will leave as quickly as it came in. And if I had to look at this card reading on our current scenario and weigh in as to whether I saw that, I would say the real danger, I think, is going to subside quicker than the whole thing being done. So we could have some changes here shortly, hopefully shortly, that would result in a little more freedom for all of us. Safety too. My close friend just found out she has cervical cancer. How will her surgery go? Will she make a full recovery? Jennifer, is there any way you wouldn't mind telling me her first name? That really does help me tune into them. Would that be okay? Can you give me her first name? Diane. Okay. I think ultimately, and forgive me because reading on medical stuff, I'm not a doctor. But I will tell you what I see. I do ultimately feel like the outcome is positive. However, she seems, I don't know if it's like susceptible to a complication of some sort or whatever. It's really important that she take the necessary precautions that the doctor advised her to do. I don't know if this is like a diet thing or a something. She just needs to follow instructions to the T to result in the most comfortable outcome for her. Comfortable, literally meaning physically in her body comfortable. It's almost like, I'm not going to say she's at risk because I see the outcome being great. It's just there is something that makes a big difference if she does it or doesn't do it. And I just really feel like she should follow what she's being told to do to a T for best results. However, I still feel the outcome is great. There's literally a win or lose card here, and it's right side up win. I always think of win the battle with, you know. There's the blossoming card and the do not be afraid. This was actually upside down. Do not be afraid. But I do feel there is some message. It's not urgent, meaning it changes the result, but it does change the comfort. I feel like physically her body will be more comfortable and her journey will be more comfortable if she just does what she's supposed to do and doesn't really get lax on it. So will you tell her from me that I just really felt that the more, yeah, kind of felt like that. But you know what? These things that she's not really doing when she's not taking care of herself, they make a difference on look, I don't like to predict health stuff publicly, but look, I don't know if it's like infection or something that's like a complication. I'm not trying to put any fear in you at all. I'm just saying that there's so many things that can go wrong if you don't really do it the way you're supposed to do it. And then it can open up these, like, I still feel like the issue at hand is fine, but I just want her to be comfortable. I want her to do the right thing for her and to take care of herself because that is the best result for her. So tell her that is, there is room for like really great execution there. It is also important that she listen to the support of the people around her. I think you can get through to her. So maybe you and a couple other friends, can get through. Buffering. Okay, any other questions, you guys? Even if it's a second question, it's okay. I'm here tonight. We're doing the thing. Alicia, you got another question? I'm gonna give some small business advice right now. I hope it catches up. Okay, small businesses. Ooh, help is on the way in less than a month. That's what it says. That's literally the message. Small businesses, help is on the way in less than a month. And we're let's be clear, we're talking financially. This is an interesting time where every business that really ends up figuring out how to be above the line has to and is going to be thinking very creatively about what it is that they can do to keep their business thriving. It's going to teach a lot of people some new skills, which is really interesting. The creativity is good though. It doesn't come from a place of desperation. It comes from a place of innovation. It's actually really interesting. I do feel that help is on, this is what I'm hearing, literally, help is on the way in less than a month. I wonder if that has to do with the money. Someone's saying the money thing's gonna work out for people. Okay, even if we start to get somewhere in 2 months with the whole pandemic, it does feel like small businesses aren't out of the woods in 2 months. They're going to continue to have to be innovative. Anybody at close to the bottom line is going to have to confront that and make some adjustments. But seeking out new and innovative ways to do things, that's who's going to survive, obviously. Let me ask what happens after 2 months. I want to look because they gave me the stopping line, but I want to know what's on the other side. Hey, Angela. I'll look at your question in just a second. I'm just reading for small businesses financially. There is like a 2 month mark here that I see with what all's going on. There is like a shift in the 2 month mark. If they said there's a shift in 2 months. If you can make it 3 months, then your business will thrive. If you can figure out how to stay above water for 3 months, that's what they're telling me. They're saying if you can stay above water for 3 months, business will take on a more regular form after that, and things will be a little more back to usual. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Okay, let's see what we got. Angela says, my book will be ready soon, but wondering if I should delay publishing because everything that's going on. I already know the title of your book, so I will ask. I'm kind of feeling like, no, don't delay it. When it starts buffering, can you still hear me? And also, can you see where I left off when you come back on? Or are you missing what I'm saying? Let me know. All right, let's look at this book. I don't see any reason to delay this. I think it may have a slow start, but it's like, I don't know, it doesn't, publishing it now doesn't hurt the future of it. It just affects the present. So to make the present the best it could be, I think it's a great time to get a book in front of people because their attention span is, I just exited out and came back in and it stopped buffering, seemed to help. I'll try that too. But okay, so Angela, there's nothing here that the future the present takes away from the future. So listen, if I could show you all of these, at the bottom of this, you're wondering if it's going to affect the overall victory and outcome and vision you see for it. Yes, it may not be that the vision happens while this is all occurring, but the magic and the foundation of the exposure that you get could be the foundation that this is built upon tomorrow. Do you understand? I also see the opening up, which is you, my lady. It is you just being this open source for healing and messaging. Balance means nothing to fret. This is my singing card. Y'all, who knows about my singing card? Am I gonna do it? Yes, I'm gonna do it. I think Angela knows the singing card. Okay, this is a card that my guides, they started singing the song to me. It was the energy of the message of this card. And after a long time, they finally said, Tana, just sing the song. And the song is a Beach Boy song. And it goes, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, everything will turn out all right. Don't worry, baby. Okay, so every time I get this card, I have to sing that so that you understand the energy of this card. Don't worry, baby, don't worry, don't worry. Share the love. Open up. There's two balance cards. Two balance. Balance, find balance, and balance. This is all a very, very positive, screaming, celebrating, yes, 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 do it now. It may not build the momentum initially, but it's going to get the exposure is what I'm hearing, which is important. People will remember, they will remember it. And more people are consuming information and data right now, so it could actually be a very unique opportunity. The present doesn't take away from the future. It doesn't take away from the future. Okay. Hey, lady, did you see my question above? Yes, that's what I just worked on. Let's see if you can get caught up. But I just saw your one question about your book. Is that the question? Okay. What else we got here? Toss your questions in, my dears. Yep, she got it. Nice. I will ask another question. Will finally setting up my parents' estate properly this year? I've had so many delays. Will I finally finish setting up my parents' estate properly this year? I've had so many delays. Is there any way you can give me your parents' first names? The refresher helped with the buffer lag. Good. Angela, you totally did miss it. I'll get to it in a sec. Hopefully you recorded that, because I want you to see all those cards that were there. Dina and Juan. Okay, Dina and Juan's estate. Is there like a mobile home or a RV in there too? I'm just wondering. I don't know why I saw that. I don't even know if it's important. I just saw it. Something, I don't know what that's about, but they made me say it. So take from that what you need. Can I ask you another question? How long have you been working on this? Because this shows me balance in 2 years, meaning it's all said and done and everything's settled. It's done. It's in the bag. Check, check. 2 years, but I want to know, I kind of feel like it's not 2 years from this point. I kind of feel like maybe it's 2 years total. So how long have you been working on it? There used to be a mobile home on their property. Noelle, we are supporting all small businesses tonight the best way we can, including mine. If you are capable of making a $5 donation for your reading, I would love that. The link is in the description. Otherwise, just put your question here. We are also here to serve. I started about 2 years ago. Okay, so I want you to pay attention, because this is usually meaning 2 years exactly, or no further than 2 years. When I receive this card, again, we've seen this a couple times tonight. This is about it being completed, laid to bed. So I don't see a spillover into 2 years and 1 month, 2 years and 2 months. So it would be really interesting to look at a calendar and count the months, because this shows me it's going to be laid to bed. So whatever you're doing. Also, is there something that you're doing that may clean it up or get it all squared away in the next, like between this month and the end of April? And would that be really close to 2 years? You've stayed very diligent with this. You have done everything you could do, but the flow is happening now, which is good. There's also, if it's not April, it's May. You're right at the precipice of this, right at the precipice. It's really interesting because the things get squared away, but there's this interesting thing here. Maybe you know what this is. In the month of July, we see movement, and then in the month of April, there's none, which is really interesting because I don't think it just shows that, oh, it could, I don't know, so that whatever the outcome of what you're doing may be occurring, and then it's like, it's all done and you never have to look at the whole thing again. That's what it feels like. This is the year, and I really feel like most of it's going to be happening by either by the end of this month or into April, and by the time May happens, it's over. Like maybe, okay, let's see what else we have. Used to be a mobile home on the property. Procrastination started about 2 years ago. Procrastination. You're in the flow now, though. I actually think this is good. This is good. Hi, Jennifer Todd, making a donation. There is a link in the description to this video. Click on the name and the title of this video. It should open up the description. Okay, Angela, are you still here? And did you miss your message? Because if you did, I will give it to you again. And anybody else that has a question, you can toss it in. And someone just texted me. That's okay. You did hear it? Oh, you missed it. Okay. Gosh. You missed it. Okay. Let me see if I can find the cards that it was. Not that one. I sang to you. I did the singing card. This was you. Look, the short answer is absolutely do it now. Absolutely do it now. Doing it in the present takes nothing away from you doing it in the future. This is you opening up, being amazing and just awesome. I'm literally gonna pull the cards out that there were. I think the balance was there. There was, all of your cards are at the bottom of the deck. There was more balance, I believe. There was the singing card. Don't worry, baby. Everything will turn out all right. Am I missing the cards that were yours? Go back and do the recording because I'm not going to do it justice. But the short answer is absolutely yes. Please, please, please be the light in the darkness in the present. Okay. Just asked one. Look up. Okay. Oh, got it. Trying to sell some mineral, right, left to me. Any buyers this year? Sell some. I'm not understanding what exactly it is that you want to sell. Will you clarify that for me, Jennifer? You want to sell some mineral right, left. Trying to sell some mineral right, left to me. Some minerals. Mineral rights. Oh, okay. I don't know exactly what it is, but that's okay. I don't always need to know. I just ask. Ooh, that just popped out of the deck. Trust that it's happening right now, even if you don't. Did that work? Yep. I own the property underground. Okay. All right, let's take a look. What I do like about this is that I feel great about it, like occurring. What I don't like is that I feel like you're in the dark. I don't know if you're gonna know that the solution is present and happening for like a minute. Is this already on the market? Because is the information that it's available already available to people? Or are you like not putting it? Okay, it is. Okay, good. Well, let me just read this like I would like in moving a house, because I don't understand the process completely. To be honest, if I were to take a stab at the time frame and put my money down on something, it looks like July and August to me. It does look like this year. I don't know why that it would like start happening at that point, and then the time where you put it to bed would be like a year and a half. So I don't know what happens in the 6 months beyond that like makes it so it's not completed, or that it's not like the book isn't closed on it. Maybe you understand more of why that happens. Is there something that it has to be like the buyer has to be found, and then it has to be like surveyed or like scientifically looked at, and then the city gets involved? Is there anything like that that maybe could occur, that like your person and your solution would be present, but the outcome would just be a little bit out of reach? I do feel that it is before 2 years. I'm going to say a year and a half, and I'm going to say that you'll know who the people are no later than like July, August. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know if until that time you're going to feel like, with a company, okay, I don't know if until that time you're really going to feel like you have any bites. Like it almost feels like you're in the dark, and then all of a sudden it happens. Not like, oh, we're getting good prospects, or oh yeah, it's getting good feedback, it'll be any day now. It doesn't feel like, it feels like you're kind of like, oh, what's going on? And that there's like nothing there until there just like is. I wish that was different, so that you had more feedback. But I think that's why the first card that jumped out of the deck was trust. I know. I felt like you were totally in the dark. And I wish that I could say that I felt like that was going to be different into the next coming months, but I kind of feel like it occurs underground also, and it doesn't reach your knowledge, your perception. I also feel like they're telling me that if you have it at a company, it is a good company. Just give them some time to do their due diligence. Should they have orange in the color of their logo? I'm wondering. Because I feel like it's a good fix. It's going to be a little bit like pulling teeth to just get that piece of knowing what the answer is. I totally understand. Awesome. You gave me hope. Thank you. Yes. Is there orange somewhere in their logo? I'm just wondering. Because I felt like they're reputable. Yeah. I think it's fine. It's good. It's just, yeah. It's like you're in the dark, and then one day you're just not. And until then, you just are. That's what it kind of feels like. So, it's okay. Be prepared for that. Alrighty. I think it's orange and blue. Yep, I thought so. I felt like orange was in their logo. Orange is a very easy color to see psychically, just like with your physical eyes. Very easy to see. It's like, whoa, orange. All right, anybody else have anything else, or should we shut it down? A lot of us are just, we all have this thing that's just out of reach. And it's gonna feel for a couple months here like it's kind of like that's the narrative, that's the story, that's what's happening. But like I said earlier, if we can make it 3 months, if we can adjust and make it, I think changes will happen in 2 months, but if we can just make it 3 months, I really feel like wherever this hits home for you, the control comes back and things kind of go a little bit more back to normal. That's what it looks like. I think we know everything's going to be okay. When we see the humanity around us and everybody being all awesome to each other. That's what this is, the Lover's card, but it's really just about like totally being in love with what we're seeing people step up to do. Wouldn't that be interesting if Spirit just gave us an opportunity to do that out of the blue? That would be a real plot twist. But there's just so much opportunity here. So we just got to keep on keeping on, keep it going. I would love to sign up for your psychic development classes when I sell the land. Cool. Well, make sure you know that there's the free course is available at my website. I was thinking about doing another free course here shortly as well, about just living an intuitive life and using the gifts, not formally in readings, but in everyday life. Thinking about doing that. Energy for the next 3 months regarding education and career. Is it Jasne? The best name. Love it. Energy for the next 3 months. Education and career. Education and career. Education and career. Well, your education and career has been held up in the present moment. That's what they're saying, first of all. But that's okay. Should be okay. Let's take a look. Make sure what you're aspiring for is something that you want. I think it is, but just make sure you're always in alignment with that. You do have the Teach card. Education is a good idea. I do wonder if something will be on hold. Not July. It feels before June. It feels like June to me. If something is on hold, we kind of know what's happening there. I think what's interesting is at this time, I feel you are having to confront not what you think is going to happen like here, but what you think is going to happen here. So it's almost like these questions are a little deeper now than they are usually, just with all the tuning in that everybody's doing right now with all this extra space. Are you married and do you have a partner? Because this usually indicates that everything is smooth because you have the help of somebody else in the home. I do sense a delay in getting started. You must be doing education in relation to the career you want to start or you want to advance in. I do feel that it might be one of those jobs that you have to do the job. Oh, you don't have a person. Well, that's interesting. Let me tell you something. If that was the no, that you don't have anybody. Let me just tell you about this card. This card is about a good man, a good one. You got a real good one. And it's about, so it could be that someone's coming in, because I do, because the other reason I say that is because this whole thing feels like it's stretched out over a length of time. This is not something that's going to complete in like a month. This whole question about a career and education, it spans out. There's like levels and notches, but it spans out. It's just really interesting that this card comes in, because it could be support from someone else, like your mother or whatever. It could be, but listen, I'm gonna tell it to you straight. I'm gonna be straight shooter here. This is usually a romantic partner card. Even though it doesn't talk about the passion, the romance exactly, it does talk about that position that they're in. Fuzzy. Talked about that position that they're in, and then like what support they play for you. It would be a good time to date. 6 feet apart, of course. I actually watched a YouTube video today about how to meet your soulmate while in quarantine. Look it up. It was actually very inspiring. Listen, the end result is upside down at the well-deserved reward, but this usually just means that there is time passing before this flips up, right side up. This is the answer. All we have to do is get the reward. Do you understand? The answer is we have yet to get the reward. And if that is the answer in any way, shape, or form, it just means time has to pass in order for that to occur. So I feel really, really good about your direction. But I do understand why you're asking this question, because now more than ever, it's you're like kind of going inside to try and make these decisions rather than with your head. You're kind of like trying to feel it out with your heart and your intuition and going like, am I making the right decision? Is this all going to work? And I get that, but I really do feel you are on the right path. I really, really do. I just found it in the recording. Good. I'm glad, Angela. That's great. Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else? Anything else? How long have we been on? Hour and 20 minutes. You are very welcome. I'm actually very excited for your future. That well-deserved reward card is not a small win. It's like everything I set out to do, I checked off the list. It's a really powerful card, actually, to have as your outcome, whether it's right side up or upside down, because that is the end result. So I love that. I feel like I should end the broadcast, but I also don't have anything to do tonight. Let's see. I could talk to my cats, throw them a birthday party, even though it's not their birthday. I could let my roommate's dogs out and give them some crushed up bones and ice cream. I don't know. I could do all those things. All right. Any other questions? Anybody else? Or should we close it up? I'm getting this again about this year being awkward. It's an awkward year. It's awkward. But it's actually going to be a really good year. We're going to look back on 2020 and we're going to be like, well, that was a fiasco. But we're going to look at it fondly. We're going to look at this year fondly. I really know that. Okay, Jeannie says, I could ask another question, but I don't want to be greedy. That's okay. You can ask it. Like I said, I don't have anything going on. How should I relate with my ex? Okay. Alicia, I know your ex's name, so I will read on that. I actually felt earlier that things were going to be very harmonious, generally, from this moment-ish on-ish, but like ultimately in the next span of being in your space, actually felt like it was better than it has been. Let me see. Okay, honestly, when you guys get some space, I think things are going to be totally different. However, remember when I said ish, like from now-ish? It does feel like ish. All things considered, I think things are going to improve in the present where you are generally. I think it's also going to improve by your doing, because I see you choosing your battles. I see your fears sort of building a callus and getting like you're tired of feeling or thinking that or whatever, and it ends up just giving you a strength through tolerance, which is really interesting. But there really is some balance in the behaviors as well. It's like one win like provokes another win, and it ends up kind of balancing out. Again, I am feeling a delay. It might be like a 2-month time frame. Like you think you might have a month and it looks like it could be 2. Or if you think you have 2 weeks, it could be 4. Or you think you have 3 weeks, it could be 6. They're showing me ×2 of whatever it is you think your exit plan is right now. It could be add another one of those. There seems to be that freedom. Can I say that I'm not sure he's the best person to relate and listen to you and make you feel heard? A lot of self-soothing may have to happen. It doesn't have to be that you self-soothe. It could be that you take your power back and just take it somewhere else. It does feel like the least amount of depending on him, even just for listening to you and hearing you. Depending on him hearing you may slow down what ends up being progress built upon progress. I feel like the more you can go outside of it, the easier it will be to build momentum in the right direction of harmony and ultimately enjoyment in the connection you have with this very great individual. But you are a great individual too, and so are the other people that you could talk to who love and care for you and will take your call. When things get better, it builds momentum. When things backslide, it builds momentum. I do think you get a handle on this. And I do think you have, like, again, I'll say a little bit more time than you thought for when you have to exit. Okay, for sure. I hear you. Got it. Okay. Let's go back. Put on a good movie, Tana. Trying to wind down my crazy kids. Put on a good movie. I will. I'll find a really good movie. How do I relate with my husband? My thoughts. My thoughts, is there any way you'd be willing to give me your first name and your husband's first name? That really helps me. So much ish. Okay, while you are putting that in the comments, my thoughts, I'm going to look at another one that I can ask. Oh, okay, you just gave it to me. Okay. Kathy Gale. Okay. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, it's Kathy Gale. Okay. And then what was your question? How can you relate? How do I relate? Is there something more specific that you want to ask so that you clarify the question a little bit? Okay, I like this relationship. I do. It feels like it has some longevity. Like you may have been together for a really long time. Avoid fights. I kind of felt like one of you had a need, or you're trying to communicate that like you just show up in this way, and the other one, like, it just is not. It's like completely shut down and is not doing that thing. Could be your partner, and maybe that's why you're asking. Okay, on a spiritual high vibe term, like, you know, remember to love and connect and pray for them and meditate on what you can do and tune into your intuition, all that. But let's be real. I want to just cut straight to the point and say that, you know, I don't know if anything less than a smack over the head is really going to get through to them the message you need to get through. Because if you could just break through the the stubborn shell, if you could break through the like what really needs to happen is they need to have a psychic change. They need to take what you've been saying from their head and drop it down to their heart and understand what you're feeling and what you're going through. And this could be you doing the same thing. I feel like there's a little bit of stubbornness at play, which is creating the imbalance. Honestly, I don't know if you're hearing each other, or it could be that the other partner too has just shut down at talking altogether. So that again increases the non-hearing. Can I say that I do actually like this relationship, by way of saying I think it has a lot of foundation in the past that beautiful castles have been built upon. I do think it might be in the present that you are thinking about, like, what does this mean if I have this problem and can't easily fix it? Okay. But the outcome ultimately looks pretty good. It might be like deciding the things that you really can't control, you're just going to kind of let go of, and learning a little bit more on like have you read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus? And it's going to take you getting into, or whatever it is, that you need to read. It's going to take you getting into their head and them getting into your head and trying to make the drop of, I heard what you said and I understand it mentally, and now I get it in my heart. I think that can be accomplished even if a knock in the head is required. I think that can happen. And I do think it would be worth it in this case. And I do actually think it will occur. I do think it will occur. I wish I could tell you something quicker, but I'm going to be honest again. I think I owe that to everybody. It feels like at the time where you really feel that you're well on your way to feeling much more happy, and this whole thing that you're asking about now is really, really resolved. And I don't feel like it has a shortness. It feels more like a longevity. I do think it's worth working for. And I'm talking about laid to bed, which means everywhere between now and then you could hypothetically be making great progress on this. So whether it's let's read a book together and understand how, like the love languages or whatever, I don't know what you need to do, but that psychic change within the head and the heart has to happen, and for both people, for best results. Okay. Yes, correct. Yes. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, I'm gonna go back up to Jeannie's message. Was the breakup of my marriage with my ex, James, mostly my fault? I have a lot of guilt. Jeannie and James. You couldn't have done it different if you tried. That's what I'm hearing. I feel like someone's talking, so let me listen. Feels like a father, but honestly, I almost want to say it's grandfather, because it feels like it less weighted. Like your father would have a lot of content with you energetically, hypothetically, but a grandfather would be more of like the fun energy, and the energy feels very light. Someone on the other side is saying, like, baby, you couldn't have done it different if you tried. You did do the best you did. You did do the best you did. Or the best you could. You did do the best you could. At no moment did you do less than your best. None of us do. We may feel like that's not our best for all of our moments. You followed your heart. Might have gotten you in trouble or whatever, but you followed your heart. You're being asked to really consider changing the narrative around what you're feeling about this. But every bit of heavy feeling that you have, you need to heal it. You need to heal it. Because you know what? I always say all's fair in love and war. And I also say all's fair in love and war and twin flame. I say that too. But really, you did the best you could. You followed your heart. Someone up there is just giving me the clean slate. Let yourself off the hook, because we don't know what parts are the lessons and the narratives and what parts are us like seemingly messing up or hurting someone else. I'm hearing you were perfect for the path. You were perfect for your path. You were perfect for their path. It was perfect for the path. You did everything according to your heart when you have the strength to do it, and there's nothing wrong with that. This really does hurt you, and I would really consider giving yourself some support through releasing this, because it's okay to reflect, but once you know, then you shouldn't hurt yourself with it anymore. Yeah, girl, we're here for you. Okay. Been with my man for 10 years. We have 2 kids. We've known each other 25 years. Is the big chicken ever gonna propose? Michael. Okay. You're welcome, Jeannie. Okay, Jennifer and Michael. Tell me about Jennifer, Michael. We need new sage. Out with the old Michael. We want the new Michael. The Michael that has Tiffany's. Let's start a fire here, huh? Okay. Tiffany and Michael. Couple of cards on the bottom. You know what's interesting is it's like they're showing me him observing, like he's waiting for some sort of answer to like an decided number of questions. Like he's always constantly looking, which has nothing to do with you, by the way. It has to do all with his subconscious. Let me just get to the point. I actually feel that before the year is out, during the winter, maybe even late winter, meaning November and December, this is going to be a time where he will feel more than ever primed and ready to maybe make this decision. I think the best thing you can do is just hear him and support him. Honestly, because anytime we see this card, it's not necessarily about what's fair. It's about what's going to get it done and get you the reward you seek. Everything pales in comparison to just getting it done. So even though it's not like, it's kind of hurtful for you, hey man, like throw me a bone. But if you can actually just go, okay, where are we at? What, not that you need to address like, when is my ring coming or whatever, but just saying like, how are you feeling? Are you happy? Just like letting him process and being available for him for that. I do feel like there is something stirring over the holidays. So that would be a really, really good time to, I also feel like the kids and the parents and everybody else can like gang up on him all at once and just be like, hey, dummy. So don't be ashamed to phone a friend. Don't be ashamed to do that, because I actually think that would help. I feel the greatest movement occurring compared to the present moment in the holidays, with the holidays. I know you're happy. I know you are. But you're at that point now where you should have more in that recognition. And it's not, I don't think you're doing anything wrong or that you could mess it up. I think he's just got deep subconscious ways that he thinks about things and wants to do things and reasons he's scared of things or whatever. And it just feels like safely letting him move through that is just like what's going to get it done. I like it. And I like it over the holidays. That's when I like it. Okay. All right. Where are we at? 99 minutes. My goodness. Okay. I think unless anybody has anything, I will finally close up. Does anybody have anything? If you guys loved your readings tonight, please consider donating to the PayPal link. It is in the description. Small businesses are having a hard time, and I want to do my part, but if you have a couple of bucks to spare, it really helps me keep doing what I'm doing. And I actually really would like to hop on and do this many nights throughout all of our quarantine. I've set myself up now so I can do this often and just remember you know, I'm here for you to give you guidance and support, answer your questions, and then donate if you can, when you can. It's greatly appreciated. A couple bucks goes a long way when it adds up for me. And if you have it to spare, I am greatly, greatly grateful. If you have any friends, you can share them this video if they want, and invite them into the next ones. Invite them to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. You'll get notified when I'm live, and I'm going to be doing this quite a bit while we're in quarantine. So love and light to you. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah. Have an excellent rest of your evening. Bye, guys.